Hey y'all, this is Bowling Outdoors, and today I'm going to talk about the Moxule Pro 3600 frame pack. Now this is their 60-liter pack in the OG green solid color. I'm going to walk you through all the features, top to bottom, turn it around. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I came into this pack, this brand. If you don't care to hear that, just skip ahead and you'll go ahead and see the walkthrough. Now the reason why I went with a frame pack is because the area I hunt here in Pennsylvania, there are some private farms I hunt, I do doe management on, but the public land areas where I do most of my buck hunting, a lot of them in the area where I'm at, you have access to park, but then you may have, you know, whatever, 2, 3, 4 miles in that you can go and no access points out that way. And here in Pennsylvania, you cannot drive a side-by-side, a four-wheeler, anything like that if you harvest anything back in that area. So you're left with pretty much one of a few options. Either you can shoulder the deer, carry it all the way out. You can drag the deer, carry it all the way out. You can use one of those deer cart things, or you can use a frame pack. Quarter it out, pack it up, haul it out. That's obviously the method I've chosen here. Now with this brand though, it's real interesting because if you've shot for frame packs, you know that they are that they are not cheap. And that's been one of my big holdups. I actually got this idea about 2 years ago that I wanted to do this, but I'm on a budget, right? I've got full-time job, wife, kids, bills, right? So I can't just go out and buy a frame pack. I did look on Marketplace. You can get some old school ones for pretty cheap, but I was like, you know, I think I'm gonna get myself a good one. I'll have it for a lifetime. And beyond that, if I decided to do any backpacking, camping, anything like that, it's available for that. But I came across this brand because I was price checking a lot of these brands, and a lot of the big brands out there are very expensive. This one's also not real cheap, but it is a lot cheaper than some of the other ones for all of the features you get. We'll be walking through that in a second. But that's when I landed on this. I started looking at the reviews, again, some of the features, materials, stuff like that, and it seemed to be right on par with a lot of those big brand companies. So I was like, that's the one I want. I picked the 60-liter Pro 3600. I pinned that to my taskbar on my computer, and I said to myself this past October, that's when I found it, I was like, I'm going to wait till summertime. I'm going to buy that about midsummer. As of right now, it's the first day of spring. I got it a lot earlier than that. Coincidentally enough, this company reached out to me about 3 weeks ago, and they said, hey, would you be interested in trying one of our bags? We've seen your channel, we think it might be a good fit. My reaction to that was obviously, heck yes. You know, my next reaction, I sent them a response to this specific pack and said, can I do this one? They said, that's sure, or they said, sure, go ahead. And I was like, great. So they sent it to me, and here we are. Now I do want to note, this is a paid promotion in the sense that they sent this to me for free. However, I'm not under any agreement to say this is the greatest bag ever or anything like that. I'm literally just doing an honest review on it, and this is kind of like a first impression because later in the season, well, I should say later next season, probably about a year from now, I'll be doing another video on this, giving you my thoughts after reviewing it. But with that out the way, let's go ahead and talk about this pack. And for anyone out there who is watching this, is interested in this, and maybe more familiar with terms, you can feel free to drop them in the comments and correct me, because I might get some terms for what different things are called wrong here. But getting started though, I've got this little tag that came with it, and we'll go ahead and just read through that real quick. You can see it there, has a picture of the pack, talks about it. So it comes with a rain cover, it's durable and tear resistant, has an ergonomic design, lightweight frame, durable buckles, YKK zippers, and it has a meat load shelf, which is what I'm really interested in. They do have a guarantee on this, and it says, we promise to repair or replace any damage or defect over the life of your product. This warranty does not cover loss, theft, deliberate damage, or cosmetic damage not affecting the product's performance. So it seems like it has a pretty good return process, and again, going to some of the reviews, it seems like that is also the case. It also comes with a rifle holder, and beyond that, I'll give you some more specs here. So the material is a 500D waterproof nylon. As stated, it has the YKK zippers. It has a waterproof lining. It also has like a shoe compartment in it, a rifle holder. And this does also come in a couple other sizes. It is available in a 40 liter and an 80 liter. They do also have it in a camo color as well as this, again, OD green, Army green, whatever you want to call that. But let's go ahead and start talking about this a bit further then. So, right off the bat here, again, we'll go top to bottom and then turn it around. So, initially, you have this top backpack type pocket here. Now, I do want to note this does clip off. I have to figure this out as I'm going. There we go. So that is removable if you don't care to use that. Or if you're just using the meat shelf and you just need a small pack to carry some things, you've got that. So again, you got a pocket there. This one kind of goes the other way, but it's a decent sized pocket there. It also feels like there's another one. Oh, there you go. Got one more pocket right there. And this comes with its own little shoulder straps. So you can actually run this not only with the meat shelf on the main pack, but you could also run this as a standalone backpack as well, if you chose to do so. Get that tucked away. There we go. So that's what you got there. We'll just throw that off to the side. So going to the top here, so you can see you got a clip that holds the main compartment shut. And this main compartment has this bag. So again, if you're putting whatever in there, you could probably put your meat in there if you wanted to, if you weren't just running the shelf, or if you had limited gear, backpacking gear, whatever. I'm gonna pull some of this stuff out real quick. All right, I'm gonna do my best here because I'm on unlevel ground, but that's what your top view looks like. So you can see you got a hook there for your water bladder. If you choose to run that, you got a little bag there that goes into. You can see that loose material at the bottom. There's a zipper on the outside for putting shoes in that's waterproof. And then you've got some zipper pouches there, which you can also access from the other side. And of course, you've got a drawstring here too, if you want to cinch this down nice and tight. All right, I got some rain coming in. It wasn't supposed to rain for another couple hours, but we'll just deal with it if it gets too hard. So, as you can see here, you've got some adjustable straps on the outside. That's going to let you strap in gear there. We go ahead and unbuckle that. Again, my apologies here, I'm kind of doing this one-handed. You've got a nice big pocket here that zips down. I got my water bottle in there, so that's a good size pocket. You've got this mesh pocket here. Put your smaller things in. And then if I zip this up, you have another zipper here. This one gives you access to the inside main compartment. So like I just showed you a second ago, you got those two mesh liners there, and you can access anything from the from this pocket here, so you're not trying to dig in from the top. Okay, so just jumping over to the side here, you can see you've got molly loops up top. You've again got some more straps here, some more straps here, and obviously you can loosen those as well to help expand this. You've got a mesh pocket there. You've got a couple other little loops right there. And the other side's pretty much the same thing. Your molly loops, you've got cinch straps, and your elastic pocket there. I might get the chance to put the rain cover to the test here. So moving on down here to the very bottom of this, this is where that pocket was for the shoes that I mentioned. A couple buckles there. And again, it's like a big mesh bag, so if you got real muddy shoes or something you don't want touching the other gear, you can pop that right in there. This is probably a good test for this too, because like I said, I'm on kind of unlevel ground and fooling around on this rock right here. So anyhow, you've got your mount here. So again, that's going to be your gun rest, so you can strap your gun or put the butt of your gun in there, hang it over. You could probably do that with a crossbow, probably do that with a compound bow. It has these little buckles here that you can use to remove that. Let's see, actually, oh, there you go. It's nice and easy. I might go ahead and just stick that in one of the pockets. That clips right off. So again, something else that's removable if you don't need it. And that clasping system right there is really nice. I like how that works. So again, you've got expandable pockets here, so you can make this thing get real nice, really wide. And then as mentioned, you've got a zippered rain pouch down here. So you can pull that out. That's on a nice piece of elastic. And then that's going to totally cover your pack up if you need to run that. Right now I'm just going to shove that back in there. I'll maybe show you what that looks like in just a minute. And then flipping it over, as you would expect with most of these packs, you've got a waist pouch here and a waist pouch over here, and you've got some very nice, comfortable ergonomic pads that provide a lot of support. So let me go ahead and unstrap the pack portion here. Let's see how easy that is. I'm literally doing this for the first time. So again, it's got that same little hook and latch system. Again, any of you out there who are more familiar with these terms can correct me. Looks like it's connecting here. Pop that off. Connecting here. Pop that off. Okay. Got a buckle here. Got a buckle here. Got a buckle here. Another buckle here. Oh man, we're getting there. Okay. Let's see how this connects. Okay, so it looks like that's connected there. That's connected there. What else we got going on here? All right, connected up top. Buckle up top. And that might be it. Nope, missed two. Got one more right there. And one more right there. All right, so there you go. So you can totally remove the pack nice and easy. Again, I say that's easy. That was literally the very first time I've ever done that. Went across without a hitch pretty much here. So the meat shelf, oh, here we go. So that's how this works. So let's say you were just running this and you wanted to haul meat. And that was it. You unclip that. And then right there. So you put your bag here, you know, your quarters or whatever, wrap that around, and then that straps up right here, and that gives you that shelf that the meat's going to sit in. And then if you were running this too, and I saw this on their website, if you didn't want to put the meat in the bag itself, you can actually run the meat shelf, put your thing in there, and then strap this right on top of that. Because all of these, you know, straps and stuff you just saw me using these, they're all pretty generously long. So it gives you a lot of space, a lot of flexibility. And then as stated earlier too, this pack you can run, which this will probably be what I do during rifle season for what I was explaining to you earlier in some of this public land. What I will probably do is, look at that. Put that on just like so. Oops. Put my shelf pack back on. That way I've got a couple small pockets to carry some basic gear, you know, my water, whatever, maybe some extra bullets. And I now have a small backpack, and primarily the frame itself, which is pretty awesome. I like how that's set up. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention earlier too is I did want to give the weight on this thing fully assembled. I think it's about 6 pounds, which again, for the size of this, I think is pretty standard for that size. Look that up real fast. So just the frame weight alone is 3.3 pounds, and the 3600 is about 6.8 pounds. So not too heavy. But overall, like I said, I'm really interested in using this thing, especially in that configuration right there. I'd be willing to bet too. I wonder if I can put the rifle sling on that. That'd be pretty cool. I'm sure you can. You do have some hooks there that you can put that on. Perfect. Check that out. So you got that. And obviously there's still straps that go around. you can put, I'm gonna loop that over. I'm doing this kind of funky. Like I said, this is my first time playing with this, but yeah, you got straps there. So you can lay your rifle down, strap it right in. Again, bow, compound bow. I mean, heck, with all these straps and even this meat shelf, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could probably even use this for a saddle hunting setup. I mean, shoot, I'd feel okay pulling in a whole tree stand. Probably want to go with something a little bit lighter, like one of those XOP stands or Lone Wolves. But yeah, overall though, that's pretty awesome. I like that. A lot of modularity, a lot of customizations available. But again, that's probably gonna be the configuration I run this thing with most, because my name of the game with this is going to be getting in deep during rifle season and harvesting hopefully a buck out in the deep woods so that I can get it out without killing myself. So, all right, let me slap all this back together and I'll show you what that rainfly looks like. All right, so there we go. Admittedly, it did take me a couple tries to get everything back together. I just noticed this too. It's got this little piece of elastic there too. That's seems like that'd make that pretty comfortable. Yeah, it took a couple tries. Again, I'm just not used to using these, but once you start figuring out where all the straps and everything are at, it goes together pretty easy. One other thing worth noting too, and it has like these reverse buckle things here on the waist belts. That's really nice because you can just pull it to tighten it. You don't have to sit and, you know, jack around with it to try to get it to the right fit. But yeah, so again, I'm 6 foot tall, about 193 pounds. This is the 60 liter. This is what you're looking at. Full set together. Oh, tripping a rock. And I mean, on the back, it feels pretty good. I carried this thing all the way out here. I'm about, I don't know, a mile into the woods. So I go on a little hike and do this video today. And I mean, it feels pretty nice so far. Let me show you with that rain fly on what you're looking at. All right, so this is how it looks with that rain fly on. Keep your goods dry, and it's about right on time. We're about to get a downpour here, so I want to get out of the woods and get home before I get too wet. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have any questions for me about this Moxule pack or anything else that I do here, drop those in the comments. I'm happy to review any questions with you. Also, if you want to check out the Moxule Pro 3600 pack, I'll put an Amazon link below, or you can head over to moxule.com and check it out there. They got a lot of other packs, bino harnesses, hand muffs, quite a few other products there in some different sizes and things that might suit your needs. But you guys be safe, and we'll see you in the woods.